Yeah, it's Friday, so they're kind of getting ready. We've got farmers market tomorrow, and then we've got a co-op order. So we're bringing food to the Marquette Food Co-op. We're bringing food to the Lakeshore Depot.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of that little spot.
Okay.
It's a newer spot in town. And we're bringing salad mix to the Stein House and a couple other direct orders off of that Farmazon site that we were talking about. So, yeah, we're in the wash pack house, and this is where
This is the final stop before the store?
This is the final stop. Everything's getting washed, organized, packed, put into the walk-in cooler, and then tomorrow we'll bring a trailer into town full of food.
Awesome.
This is all co-op stuff.
Yeah.
Beets, bok choy, carrots, fennel, parsley, kales, onions, peppers, potatoes.
It's so vibrant and beautiful, all of it.
Yeah.
How many people do you have helping on a regular basis?
In the peak of this summer, there were 7 coming out daily, and now it's about 5.
Okay.
But like Rachel and Isabella went back to school at NMU, and so they're part-time now.
Nice.
This house here, this is our seed house. So in March, middle of March, we start heating this, and this is where all of our seeds are started.
Okay.
And one thing I learned when I really started planting more medicinal seeds is they're really hard to germinate, and they take a really long time. And so like they're in here next to other things that like
bunch of gourds.
Well, they just graduate, or they germinate so fast. Like when we were growing, like even a tomato seed or a kale seed, like they germinate so fast, and I'm just like watching and watching, like is something gonna happen? So
I've never heard that before. The medicinal seeds take much longer.
Oh
than
yeah,
other,
much
like
longer.
Okay.
A lot, and some of them, it's like if you plant a flat full of kale, they all germinate at the same time.
Yeah.
You plant ashwagandha, and it's like
one here, one there.
One here, and then a couple weeks later, another. I mean, it takes a long time.
Okay. But that's where a lot of your starts are.
So this is, and then so this is where we start everything, and it's heated, and then this time of the year it gets used for sorting and storing winter squash and potatoes and garlic and.
Is that
like
a passion flower right there?
These are passion flowers,
nice.
Yeah.
They bloom ever?
They bloom every year.
Wow, that's a good job, herbalist.
And so, obviously, this is not passion flowers' prime climate.
Yeah, right.
But what I do is I cut them back, and then I put them in the basement of this farmhouse and let them go dormant. And I've had those same vines for probably 6 years, and they bloom all the time.
Awesome.
And what I love about them is watching, like if you can tell when one's going to open. Have you watched one open?
No, I haven't.
Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. You can, if you time it right, you can watch, and the whole thing opens in about like 3 minutes.
Whoa.
And it looks alive. It's just nuts.
Wow. Yeah, I've seen them bloom before a few times, but I've never seen it happen in real time.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that like a time of day thing? Is it like in the morning when the sun's coming out, or?
Yeah, usually midday.
Okay, midday. All right. Sweet.
But it looks amazing, and then if you think about like frazzled nervous systems, and you watch it open, and you kind of see how it
little doctrine of signatures.
It's like total doctrine of signatures.
I love that.
Yeah, and I'm trying to grow some Vitex. We're also a little north of where it wants to grow, so I have it in pots, and that also I just let go dormant.
Yeah.
Well, let's go say hi to the pigs.
Meandering, yeah.
So Jeff's a beautiful builder. He built like all of these.
Really? And that too?
Oh yeah.
I was really admiring this one when I came in.
Yeah.
Looks
and
very
our
sweet.
house is a timber frame straw bale.
He built that?
Yep.
Wow.
And most of the lumber came off of the land. We have a sawmill.
Okay. There he is now.
Mid-interview still?
Yeah, mid-interview. You're in the show.
Oh.
All right.
He also dressed like a farmer.
Yeah, that's right. Good job building these places, these structures. Yeah, they're beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, there's a lot of solar back
There
here.
are a lot of solar panels.
Did he build this one too?
Yep.
Wow, that's so pretty.
Yeah, the waves.
Yeah, I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He gets artistic with it.
Yeah. But we'll see the...
You excited to see the pigs?
Yeah, they just...
Oh my God.
Let's see.
Yeah, so cute.
Hey, where are your friends? They must be sleeping. Come on out.
Hi, buddy.
You're right. Jeff will get them to come out.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh wow. It's like Pavlov's dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're all...
What are the dangly things?
Those are wattles.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Breed is called red wattle.
Really?
Yep.
Is there a purpose to them?
Nah,
I've never...
It's sort of like they call it a vestigial organ.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
It does probably have a purpose, we
Yeah.
just don't know.
Sure, yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys are cute.
Some goats have it.
Okay.
You know, no other pig breed. There's a black wattle also.
That's a pig.
That's a
Yeah,
pig too,
yeah.
but then
That's just them, but they're darker in color.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they're all born here
Yeah.
on the farm, and so, yeah, we get to be vet.
Pig whippery.
Yeah,
We
pig whippery.
pig whippery, definitely.
Yeah.
And they get
You
to
can see
use
I
this
just
whole...
finished working over this whole section of land out here.
That's them munching on it, or?
That's them
Yeah.
just rooting
Yeah,
through
rooting through,
everything
yeah.
out there. I got 4 paddocks and they get one at a time.
You can see some of the cows out right out
Oh,
there.
yeah.
We'll walk around. We can
Yeah.
walk around that way.
So do you kind of like move them around all over the land to kind
Yep.
of, yeah.
The cows are rotationally grazed. They graze on about an acre for 2 days.
Okay.
And so then I move them around the checkerboard of all my paddocks,
Yeah.
which is about 50 acres.
Okay. Wow.
And so they just went through lap 2 on
Okay.
all of the checkerboard.
Mm.
And lap 3 is real quick usually because there's not a lot of grass that
Okay.
has grown back after 2 grazings,
Sure.
depending on the weather.
Right.
So they're never in one spot for very long.
Yeah.
But doing that, we've watched our land transform. You know, the quality of our pastures have improved immensely.
I bet. It's all part of the system.
Yep.
Yeah.
Disturbance and rest.
I love that. Disturbance and rest.
It's our last hoop house.
Ah.
We're not planning no more.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've had to hoop houses have really saved us to grow food up here.
Sure, yeah.
You need it.
Keeps it nice and warm in there.
Stocking up on hay for
Yeah.
the cattle.
Yeah. Do you make the hay here?
No, we don't have enough property to graze the cattle and make hay.
Gotcha.
A lot of this hay actually comes from our neighbor up the road
Oh, okay.
and some other local farmers.
Nice.
And all of the grains that the pigs and chickens get, we've been getting from a farmer in Menominee.
Okay. Yeah.
And so we try and keep it as local as possible.
Sure.
And we buy it in bulk because that's the best way to get organic grains. Yeah. And then we have a grinder mixer.
Mm-hmm.
And so then Jeff can actually mix the feed fresh on the farm and add all kinds of minerals and probiotics and kelp and that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, and we've got lots of blackberries kind of all in through there.
Are those ones you planted, or were they?
Those
just
were
here?
actually here.
Yeah.
These are all raspberries.
Oh yeah.
And there's like golden and black and blush and red. And those we did plant here.
I'm loving all the milkweed out here in the Midwest.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I have a theory about the milkweed.
Yeah.
There used to be a lot of milkweed over on the other side over here. And I have a lot of the pleurisy root, butterfly weed, that I planted and was growing here. And I'd always notice all the monarch larvae were here and not on the actual milkweed. And since that time, the milkweed started moving over here. I think they're moving over to get closer to the...
to the monarchs.
I don't know. Maybe not.
I like that. No, I buy it. But you're saying plants have intelligence, maybe.
Oh, duh.
Yeah, I don't ever really remember seeing too much of this out in Oregon, so it's been
Yeah.
awesome to see
No,
so much
it
out
is.
here.
It's really great. So a lot of,
Is that like Artemisia right there or something?
yep, yep.
Mugwort
Yep.
or
No, that
wormwood?
one is Luviciana,
Oh, okay.
the silver sage. I've got a couple different kinds of Artemisias here. My favorite Artemisia now growing is the Artemisia annua, the
okay.
Sweet Annie.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Which
know
I
that
did not mean to have growing in my garden, but we used to do cut flowers years ago and it got planted as a filler. And I knew like, oh, well, it's an Artemisia, I should probably, not let it seed. And I didn't do that. And the next spring, there are millions of seedlings.
It's one of your faves now, though?
But now, yeah, well, I think it's really interesting to have. You know much about it, like how
No.
it's used, in other countries for like malaria,
Oh, okay.
and now it's being used for Lyme, and there's a lot of that here.
Okay.
So that's kind of interesting, and yeah. So this is where a lot of this, and this is all just kind of like influx. When I first started
Yeah.
growing, I had neat little beds.
Yeah.
And this was here, and this was here,
Yeah.
and this was here, and then everyone now it grows where it wants.
I like this going on right here. Well, was that intentional?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love
Rocks.
bones.
Yeah.
And I love stones.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they
Bones and
often,
stones.
Bones and stones. They end up coming around. But-
Valerian?
yep, that's some valerian. Yeah.
Nice.
This little bed is one of the oldest ones, so it ends up being a little bit of a mishmash. But I actually transplanted. This is not where you would normally find like bloodroot.
Yeah.
But there were some in the paths that I wanted to get out because I knew they'd, be dead if
Right.
I didn't move them. So I'm
Right.
like, oh, I'm just going to toss them right here. And they actually grow.
Wow.
And I found that with a few other things too. Like I have one little patch of black cohosh here, and it's like I usually think of that as being more of a woodland plant, but it's doing better here than back in my patches in the woods. And it might just be because of our climate.
Yeah.
It needs a little more.
Right.
Could be that our woods are a little too dense,
Yeah.
the older forests.
Sure.
But, yeah. So, I mean, you can imagine what it looks like in the summer.
Yeah.
Like right now, pretty much what is left is getting all the roots out.
Yeah.
And
Some are still blooming though, yeah. I mean,
yeah, there
got
are
some
still a
borage
few
and-
things, and I'm kind of done at this point. I need to transition away from that, and hopefully next week is going to be starting ferments and starting getting roots out of the ground.
Yep.
But I've definitely harvested with snow
Wow.
as well. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But I'd like to avoid that this year.
Sure.
But it's not just the tinctures that I make. I like to do fresh tinctures, so I have to be able to harvest and get it processed
Yeah. Same
all at
day.
the same time.
Yeah.
But rhodiola is a really fun thing that I grow here, and once I found out, or I heard like circumpolar Arctic adaptogen, I'm like, yes, I want to grow that plant. I want that one. And it grows great here. And I love starting it because we make maple syrup. And so in March, when we start the syruping process, I plant the rhodiola seeds and I cover the flats with snow, and I leave them on my mudroom roof, and I just keep putting snow on top of them
Wow.
until the snow's all gone. And then I put them in the hoop house and they germinate.
Wow.
So I think that's pretty
So
cool.
the rodeo is not growing out here though.
Well, there
or
is some rhodiola.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can't really see much of it right now because it just needs to come out. But see, these are it's so beautiful
Oh.
when it's blooming, but these
So you're
are,
making fresh rhodiola tincture
I make
here.
fresh rhodiola tincture, yeah.
That's awesome.
And then I also dry some and put it in one of my tea blends.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
And the first time I harvested it, and I was in the pack shed washing it, I was thinking, like, it's supposed to smell like roses, but it doesn't smell like roses. And a little while later, one of the farmers walked in. And was like, "What smells like roses?"
Oh.
I'm like, "Okay."
So it's just
great."
you.
I mean, it smells like roses,
Okay.
but not like rose.
Right, right.
So.
Rhodiola rosea.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of those in here. There's some scattered in through the crazy rose bush.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna harvest a bunch of the astragalus. I have like different little patches.
Oh, it's all astragalus.
These are all
Yeah.
astragalus, yeah, with a few motherworts in there. I mean, there's yellow dock all over. There's burdock all over.
Yeah, I saw some burdock over
Yeah,
there.
we have no
yeah, right
shortage
there.
of nettles. I mean, are everywhere.
Yeah.
So this is not a few leftover oats.
Oh, little oats.
Yep. Oh, look, a little mugwort right here.
Oh.
Nice. Watch out for the burdocks.
Oh, wow. So colorful.
I know. And then when I was in here the other day, I'm like, oh, nice. A little more Lowland balm.
Yeah, there you go.
Just,
Yeah.
yeah, and there's a few motherwort growing in our pepper house. So that was pretty, that's just kind of happened.
So vibrant.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
Now you look like a farmer.
Exactly. The real deal. Awesome.
Yeah, I think. And so right now, like, we'll end up taking some of the plastic off just because of the snow load.
Oh, yeah.
But then we plant some things that, like spinach and cilantro, that will overwinter, like it will grow for a little bit, go dormant, and then when the days start warming up and getting longer, like in March, then it starts to grow again. So then we have fresh greens, even though we have feet of snow. We
Right.
can start harvesting fresh greens in March.
So when the winter
April.
comes, you do take all the plastic
Not
off?
off of all, most off of most of them.
Okay.
We leave it on a few of them.
I see. Okay.
Yep. Just the ones that we overwinter. The
Snow
stuff-
load.
Yep.
I'll be learning all about that, I'm sure.
Yeah, so those are our chickens are in that little portable coop. So they also, just like how Jeff was saying, we
Oh, yeah.
rotate the everything else. They also just get pulled. You hook it up to the tractor and you just pull the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to let them be a little more free range, but there's too many predators.
I was going to ask, okay.
Especially for the chickens, like the eagles and the hawks and the owls who are really getting the chickens.
They just fly away with them.
Yeah, and so they're still on the earth, but they're like protected. We have that shade cloth, so that's like they're outside, but we're protecting them.
Sure.
We use like oats as a cover crop a lot. So like this was potatoes, and now there's already oats growing there.
Yeah. Does that help replenish the soil
It helps
too?
replenish the soil, so then it will end up getting tilled in, but it also helps against erosion. And, so those obviously won't grow enough for me to be able to harvest that batch, but usually there's always a batch. I mean, I
Sure.
think milky oats are great.
Yeah, it's one of my, it's probably my most consumed herb for
Really?
sure. Yeah, oat straw at least. Yeah,
Yep.
lots of infusions.
The first time that I tried the milky oats tincture, like I just tried it and went, I'm like, oh, okay.
Herbs work.
Yeah, great. Got some
Little grape
grapes.
tunnel.
Yep. Grapes and hops and
Can I try one of these grapes?
yeah, absolutely. They're close.
Oh, they're not quite
Well,
there.
yeah, try some of those. Those are probably pretty close.
That's
They
delicious.
usually need a couple of
Tastes like Welch's grape juice.
yes.
Yeah,
They usually need a couple of frosts before they get really sweet, but they're pretty close.
that's really good.
Yeah.
Have you ever made wine with them?
I have.
Awesome.
And it tastes like Welch's grape juice.
I guess it's the species.
Yeah.
The variety.
Yeah. And so if you really like a good red wine,
Yeah,
these aren't
that's the
the
jam.
ones for
All
that,
right.
but it makes amazing grape juice or grape jelly.
Oh yeah, I bet.
And just snacking on them, they're just
Yeah.
lovely.
That was very tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Amanda liked.
The texture too.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
I've heard the seeds are actually super nutritious too. What's that constituent in them? Anyways, I just ate the seed too. I was like, yeah, some extra goodness there.
Yeah. No shortage of goodness.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. We've got nettles growing in here. I mean, there's like, you can find things everywhere. Like, oh, there's some oregano. And I was over here the other day. I'm like, oh, there's some peppermint still. And there used to be Codenopsis growing here, but now I have that growing up in the other one.
Codenopsis, yeah. I think I read that was called poor man's ginseng or something.
Ginseng.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I used to consume that a lot.
Poor man's ginseng?
Yeah, the
Really?
Codenopsis, yeah. When I first started Mountain Rose Herbs, they would sell that in dried, cut, and sifted. I don't think they've had it in years in stock, but yeah, I liked it. I thought it felt really good in my body.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, ginseng was kind of one of my gateway herbs for sure.
Yeah.
And I have some growing.
Okay.
But and I have found one in the wild in the UP.
Wow.
One wild
Wow.
ginseng, which is
Okay.
pretty cool. I actually thought I was going to pay off my med school debt by
Harvesting
selling
ginseng. How'd that go?
No, not very well. I mean, it's a little harder to grow than you
Sure.
think, even though it does grow here.
It grows here, and is it in the woods where it's growing?
I have it, planted in
Nice.
the woods.
Awesome.
But I'm probably I don't sell that at this point.
Right.
Like
It's for personal enjoyment. I
yeah,
get it.
yeah, until I can figure it out a little bit better.
Totally.
And it takes so long, like to grow
Right.
it how we're growing. It's usually like 12 years
Oh.
before you can harvest it versus like, in Wisconsin, have you seen some of those big
I haven't yet.
those
I
big
think
ginseng
Amanda
farms?
has,
I mean, they grow it in like 3 years.
Wow.
But you can tell by the little nubs on the top.
Yeah.
You can tell if you look at a ginseng root like how old it is.
Okay. Yeah.
And so the quality of that type is not as high as like the true woods grown.
Right. That makes
old
sense. Yeah.
ginseng, but I'm gonna keep working on that.
Totally. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll stay tuned. Sweet.
Can I pack you up a box of produce to bring home?
That would be fabulous. Thank you
Yeah?
so much.
Yeah, let's get you.
Awesome. Thank you.